Alright, so now we are going to start our design. As I told you, it is just going to be a little exercise. So if you come over here, this is Pixel Lab. For those of you that are working with Pixel Lab for the first time, please just watch our interface little by little. I'll still do another video explaining what each button does, but before then, just follow exactly the same step as I followed and do exactly what I did in this video. So now the first thing I'm going to do is this. So now I'm going to bring in the logo I want to work with. So I have already erased their backgrounds earlier on. I've already done that. So I'm just going to go now and then I will start working with them. So I come over to my folder. This is the logo we are working with. As I told you earlier, I have erased the background. So what I'll just do is I'll bring it in, reduce the size, and then I'll place it at the center here. Now for me to ensure that it is truly at the center, I'll click on this middle button here and then come over to relative position. I'll click on it and pick this middle button over here. So now it is at the center. I will lock it. I click here and I lock it. Now it is no longer moving. Then the next thing for me to do is to bring in this lady from here that I removed her background in a video earlier on. So I'm just going to reduce the size. Just going to reduce the size a little bit, just like this, and then I place her over here, and then I lock it so that she does not move. So then I come over to this place, this button here, I click on it, go over to color, and then I will change my background color to white. Now having changed my background color to white, the next thing I will do now is to input my text. So I'll click here, I'll click on text, I'll click on this pencil icon, I click on this pencil icon. So I'm going to type. I am ready to start my graphic design journey with. So I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to complete the sentence. Then I click up here, this text, it just takes it to uppercase at once. Then I bring it down here. So I'm going to come over here. Now this is it. I'm going to click on this icon A. Then I'll come over here to fonts. So the exact font I'm going to use is this one, Gotten Bold. So I click on it, then I come over to alignment. I will align it to the center. So it is now going to look like this. Then I'm going to go over and pick my color. So if you look here, you see we are having two colors, normal color and gradient. So I'm going to be picking this gradient color for it. So I'm going to be using this gradient. In case you want to get exactly these same colors, I'm going to be showing you the color code so that you can be able to get it on your own. So for this lighter pink, this is the color code EA0FF. Once you type it, you click on OK, it is going to come out. Then for this darker node over here, you click on it. This is the color code 5C005C. You click on it, okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I move it up to the center up here a bit. Then I lock it up. I'll bring this lady up here to a bit in order for there to be space for what I really wanted to do. Then I lock it up. Then the next thing I do is input another text, create digital. So I'm going to write it down, create digital tribe. Okay. So the font I'm going to be using for this is Oblexi Pro. This one, Oblex Pro. So having typed it like this, I still align it. I will align it to the center. After aligning it to the center, I'll still go over to color, pick the same color, and then this is what I'm going to do. After adding these colors, now I'm going to come over to shadow here, click on it. Look at this place, they wrote blur radius. I'm going to reduce it from 10 to 2. Then I'll come over to offset X and increase it to 4. Then come over to offset Y and also increase it to 4. And then I'm going to lock it up. And then I'll go over again to my gallery and bring in the next image that I'm going to be using for my work. So I will bring in this image. So once I have brought in the image like this, over here that they wrote color filters, I'll click on it. This number one, this hue, this number one, I'm going to move it to -110. -110. Look at it. I'll okay it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is reduce the size very well. I'll place it over here, and then I'll click on this opacity here, and then I'll reduce the opacity to 30. I'll click here, lock it up, click here, copy it out. Once I copy it out, I'll come over to crop. Once I click on this crop, I'll click on this triangular icon here to change the direction. Then I'm going to move this one over to this side. So the next thing to do is to make this lady look really realistic. I'm going to go to shapes, reduce the opacity of the shape, and then increase my stroke width here to the highest. Take it down like this, and then click and then move the blur radius to the highest. So this is how it's going to look now. So I'm going to click to back. I'm going to place it exactly above her. And then I'll click on opacity too for it. Reduce the opacity a little. I think this is okay now and good to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I will export it. I'll first save it as project so that I can easily re-edit it later if I want to. And then I'll now save it as image. I'll click on this, change it to PNG, click here, change it to Ultra, and save it directly to my gallery. Image saved.